guys, today we're going to talk about, basically in a nutshell, why I'm voting for Gary Johnson. I've touched on it a couple of times in other videos, but I've never made a video directly pointing to this, and I'm going to try not to make it sound like my previous videos of Trump and Clinton policies that are the same, because obviously they're all intertwined. So let's just begin, shall we? First and foremost, Johnson actually wants the government to act like how it should, bound by the Constitution, and nothing that the Constitution directly says that it can do, the government shouldn't do anything else but that. Our politicians abandoned that principle long ago, and they think government should do whatever they personally believe government should do. And all they do is make a law saying that the government should do this, and then there you go. You have legal protection for the government to do what you want it to do in this particular instance. Well, the problem is all these politicians adding more and more laws to the books every single year. We have this problem where we have literally millions of laws. No one can keep track of them. They're written in not plain English, so even people whose native language is English cannot understand. That's what they had to hire lawyers for them to understand it. That's how you get the government stranglehold that we have today, choking the economy, choking our rights, etc., etc. Here's a comparison that might illustrate the point better. The game of basketball. The rules change. Every couple of years they tweak something, they add something, every decade they do something major, like they added a three-point shot, when basketball was first invented, they didn't have the three-point shot, they didn't have the rule of staying in the paint for more than 3 seconds, but the game basically remains the same. This is how the Constitution is supposed to limit government. The government changes every now and then. You add new amendments saying the government should do this, or add an amendment saying the government can no longer uphold slavery, for example, whatever, but the basic concept remains the same. That's what it was supposed to do. Ever since the 40s, this ballooned out of control. Now officials have taken over the game of basketball, aka government, and now have added an underwater element to it. Well, now there are tunnels you have to swim through with the basketball in order to do this, in order to do that. It just completely redefines the game of basketball. It's no longer recognizable for where it was before this stupid rule. And this is the same thing with government. They have added so much crap in making government in charge of all these stupid programs that cost trillions of dollars, and just a huge oversight that it was never intended to do. And it's not supported by the Constitution. They don't bother making an amendment because who cares about an amendment? Who cares about the Constitution? That's just an archaic piece of writing, that's not really important. Both Trump and Hillary want to continue the expansion of government, and they completely disregard the Constitution. I bet neither of them have even read the goddamn thing. They don't give a flying fuck about that piece of paper. They think that's just an old thing that our founding fathers used to use them, but now we are just so much smarter than our founding fathers on what the government should be. We know so much more than them that we can stop paying attention to it. And I'm just going to continue to do all these programs. Gary Johnson is the only one that actually wants the government to do what the Constitution says. A Constitution-bound government. That is what it was originally intended to be. That's how it functions the best. And he is the only one that wants to do that. Jill Stein doesn't want to do it either. But since she's polling at 2-3%, there's no point in mentioning her. But she doesn't want to do it either. So out of the 4 major candidates, Johnson's the only one that wants to do that. Johnson's the only one that wants to follow the Constitution that will protect your rights. As I said before, both Trump and Hillary basically want to tear up the Bill of Rights and say, you don't have any rights. You only have what the government allows you to have at this specific instance. You better be fucking thankful for it, bitch. And all these rights that are on paper, no, we can disregard all of them with the flick of our wrist because terrorism, because of so-and-so stupid excuse, whatever excuse you feel like giving at the moment. Johnson's like, no, we have certain inalienable rights, written in that ancient document that no one pays attention to anymore, that can never be gotten rid of under any circumstances. You will always have freedom of speech, for example, no matter how dire the situation is, not how sucky the economy is, just whatever the situation, you will always have freedom of speech, no matter fucking what. That's what Johnson says. Trump's like, well, if you have freedom of speech, as long as you don't criticize me, and if you criticize me, then I'm going to sue you for libel and slander, and then lock you up so that you can't say anything bad about me again. Clintons with the third wave of feminism will say any criticism against my argument is hate speech and harassment because my arguments are so good. There's no fucking way that there's actually be legit criticism of my argument. There's no such thing. They want to do away with your rights. Johnson doesn't want to do that. Johnson wants to protect your rights. Johnson does not support foreign interventions, foreign wars, unlike Trump and Hillary. Stein doesn't support foreign wars either, something actually I agree with her on. But Johnson's the only one out of Trump, Clinton, and Johnson. He's the only one that doesn't want war. Trump wants to accelerate the war with ISIS and put more boots on the ground and basically make it a second Iraq. Like he doesn't remember how bad the Iraq war was a fucking decade ago. He has amnesia. He's fucking, what, 70-something years old? He can't remember what happened a decade ago. Like, holy fucking shit. How fucking stupid can your memory be? I swear this whole country has amnesia. They can't remember things more than a couple of years because they're just bandwagoners and just just living in the present, just having no concept of the past and future, and all they do is care about the present. Trump wants to accelerate the war in ISIS. Hillary wants to go to war in Syria to protect the poor little Syrians and risk getting in war with Russia. A no-fly zone in Syria would mean no other planes can fly there except for ours. Or guess who has fucking planes there? Russia. And do you think Hillary wants to cooperate with the Russians so we can coordinate a joint no-fly zone? Fuck no, she's not going to do that. She wants to risk going to war with Russia to save Syria. No, the risk is not worth it. The cost of money and lives, more importantly, is too great just to save one nation. Yes, Syria sucks. I did a whole video on why I support Gary Johnson's non-interventionist policy. I put that in the description for a more detailed look on that. But Johnson does not want war. We are in wars in 100+ countries. Did you know that? Does the average citizen know that? No, they probably can't even name 100 countries. 33% of Americans can't even find Iraq on the goddamn map. How fucking stupid do you have to be? We've been at war in Iraq for 13 fucking years, and you're telling me you can't find it on a map. Holy fucking shit, you're dumb. Even if you don't, like, you weren't majoring in global affairs like I was, how the fuck are you that fucking ignorant you can't find it on a fucking map? It's not like it's a square that's like, oh, it's lots of square countries, I can't find exactly which one. Look at the fucking thing. Tangent. Anyway, did you know that America is involved in 100+ wars around the world? People will say that's ideological, that's not factually based, that's just pandering to the narrative that I am espousing. But look it up. We have troops all across the world fighting in other people's wars. We are giving arms and training and military intelligence, all this stuff, to all of these wars all across the world. In South America, in Eastern Europe, in Africa, in Asia, just all across the world. We cannot stop killing people. We are obsessed with killing brown and black people. I swear, I could ask Obama if I could actually get face-to-face to him, and it's like, can you stop killing brown and black people for one fucking day? Can you do it? You are addicted to it. You are addicted to killing brown and black people, and you're half black. Holy fucking shit. The fuck is wrong with you? You can't go one day without killing people or giving someone else a gun and say, repress this motherfucker. Johnson doesn't want any of that. All that blood, all that suffering is on all our hands because we are enabling it. And Johnson's like, hell fucking no. Unless we are in danger, in self-defense, we're not going to war. Imagine you're some other country, in some other bigger country, the best military in the world is involved in 100+ wars. And they're like, oh, we don't like to fight. We're just forced to because those evil, mean brown people, they're just so hateful. They hate because of our freedom. Oh my God, you have to be a fucking pea-brained nutcase to believe that. Johnson doesn't want war. Trump wants war. Clinton wants war. More military spending. No slashing of the defense budget, which is overbloated as it is, which leads to the next point of balanced budget. Johnson is the only one that wants a balanced budget. Even Stein's like, we want a $15 minimum wage. How the fuck are you gonna pay for that? Money? What's that? We're hippies. Johnson's the only one that supports a balanced budget. To actually sit down like a responsible adult and say, we have this much money, so this is how much money we can fucking spend. Not just, these are all the programs we want. How are we going to divide this between putting it on the debt and then raising taxes on people to pay for it? No, that's just a complete wrong way of approaching the budget. People think they want all these stupid fucking programs that cost so much fucking money, and if you say, well, we can't actually pay for that. Ooh, gotta stop for that. And if you say, well, we can't actually pay for that, like, you heartless monster, you want the old people to go without money. And it's just like, no, I don't want the old people to go without money. But when we don't have the money, you don't have the fucking money. It's kind of like giving money to charity, and it's like, well, I can only give 25 bucks, this month or this week or whatever. It's like, do you want the old people to starve? Do you want the homeless people to starve? It's like, no, I just have $25. That's all I give. I have other expenses. I'm on a tight budget. That's all I can give. You heartless monster. You don't care. Holy fuck, dude. You're not listening to me. In one ear, out the other. We only have a certain amount of money to pay for all this fucking shit. If we don't have the money, then we have to cut back. Even if we hypothetically taxed Americans at 100% of their wealth, we took every single penny that Americans worked, so all Americans work for free, it still wouldn't be enough to pay for all these programs. That's how much money we spend per year in these stupid fucking programs. That are unconstitutional, by the way. We're in the Constitution to say the federal government should have all these programs like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. Nowhere. It's fucking nowhere. Some person in the 40s, Roosevelt, said, hey, we should do all these programs, it's going to cost billions and billions of dollars, and then in the future trillions because of stupid fucking inflation. And people are like, well, we're in the Constitution saying do it. He's like, I don't fucking care. We need this program. And it's a slippery slope. You can debate on whether Social Security is a good program or not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, does the Constitution allow the federal government to do such a program? And if you think, yeah, I think the federal government should do that, then make a fucking amendment saying so that the program is constitutional. But don't just say, I want the government, I want other people to pay for this program I think is good. I'm not going to pay for it because I'm going to get stuff. Don't make me pay. Make it someone else to pay for it. Put it on the debt and make the future generations pay for it. Because I'm not paying for it. Well, the problem is when everyone thinks that way. That's how we end up with the $23 trillion debt that we have now. And that's how we have such high taxes. Clinton doesn't care about the budget. Her plan will add billions, if not trillions, to the budget over the years. Billions in the first year, trillions overall. They did a study and found that both Trump and Hillary's plans will add all this money to the debt. Johnson's like, well, if we need to make a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution so people actually fucking follow the goddamn Constitution, then let's do that. But in the meantime, I just personally agree that we should balance the budget. And guess what? He did that. He has a track record as the governor of New Mexico, balancing the budget and leaving his office with a surplus. Clinton was the last fucking president to leave his office with a surplus. After that, presidents don't give a flaming fuck. Just put it on the tab. I don't have to deal with it. I'll be out of office in 4 or 8 years, so I don't give a flaming fuck. And then when the economy crashes because we can't pay just the interest on our debt, well, I'm not going to get hurt. I'm part of the 1%. I have all these safeguards and all these legal protections and all these hidden trust funds and hidden offshore bank accounts that won't get hurt by it. The common man will get screwed. Well, fuck the common man. I'm part of the 1%. I'm Donald Trump. I'm Hillary Clinton. I'm George Bush. I'm Obama. They don't give a flaming fuck. Johnson actually cares about the economic viability of this country's future. He's like, no, enough is enough. We have been spending out the fucking wazoo. We are like a cracked addict with a credit card, and we have been spending way too much money. We have to cut back spending. We have to cut taxes so people can fucking breathe and actually spend more money on the economy. That's how taxes get paid for. They're like, well, taxes reduce government income. Oh, yeah, they do. But then when you have more money, because they're not being taxed by it, guess what you do with that money? You spend a good chunk of it that you wouldn't ordinarily have spent. So more money in the economy. And sometimes you save that money, which is good. So then when people actually have savings, like half Americans don't even have savings at all. Now, some of that is due to the fact that Americans are fucking retarded, but a lot of it is due to the fact that they cannot honestly save any money because their standard of living is so high, they don't make money, their wages haven't increased in decades, and they fucking can't save money. But if taxes were lowered, you would pay less in taxes, and you could save some of that money for big purchases that would, again, help the economy. You can save it for a car, you can save it for a nice house, instead of living in the same house all your life. Johnson supports the end of the war on drugs. When have you heard Clinton and Trump saying, hey, maybe we should stop criminalizing the mutual exchange of goods and services between two people who are consenting adults? When have they said that? They never said that. No, let's just spend all this money and give all the police all these military weapons so they can go around and shoot all different types of Americans, but specifically minorities. Oh, and let's just jail this black guy for 20 years in prison because he had marijuana on him. Oh, but Clinton cares about the minorities. She cares about them so much that she'll kill them overseas and then kill some of them here, but then jail a lot of them too. That's how much she cares about minorities. Oh, that is so laughable. But Johnson's like, no, we're in the Constitution to say that the federal government has the right to infringe on a person's consenting transaction. Johnson doesn't support foreign aid. I've already talked about foreign aid in lots of videos, so I'll keep this brief. He doesn't support giving money and military aid to the worst countries on the planet, except for North Korea, and just say, hey, I know you killed innocent people 2 years ago, I know you killed innocent people 1 year ago, and I know you are going to continue to do it, so here's weapons, here's military training. This is how you kill innocent civilians. And we do that to all these fucking countries, the ones that we aren't actually attacking. So all these countries, we either attack or give military aid to other countries to attack more innocent countries, because we can't fight all the countries. You know, it's just, oh my fucking God. When you give money to a terrorist group or a country fighting in a war that does despicable things, you are partly responsible for that. Clinton wants that, Trump surprisingly doesn't want that, Stein doesn't want that, and Johnson doesn't want that. No foreign aid to fascists, no foreign aid to oligarchs, no foreign aid to terrorist groups. Like I said in the previous video, we are giving military aid to Saudi Arabia, turns around and gives some of that to ISIS, who we are fighting. So we're indirectly funding the people we're fighting. That is how fucking stupid our fucking foreign policy is. Imagine trying to make that sane. But fucking stupid Americans don't have to think about that on a daily basis, so they just ignore the fact that we are doing something completely fucking mentally retarded. Johnson doesn't support the Patriot Act and the NDAA, with some of the most fascist pieces of legislature I've ever fucking seen. That would be Mussolini's fucking wet dream. It allows the government to kidnap you in the dead of night, put you in a secret military jail, say you did these terrorist things A, B, and C. You say, no, I didn't. Bam! Hit you with a nail or a club, electrocutes you, punch you. Yes, you did. Sign this thing saying you fucking did it. What about my lawyer? You don't get a fucking lawyer. Well, yeah, I do. It's in the Bill of Rights. Fuck the Bill of Rights. That's what the Patriot Act, the NDAA say. No access to a lawyer. We have a secret trial that is not public. There's no public juror. You know, no one knows about it, and no one ever figures out about it. These pieces of legislature allow the government to do that, and all they have to do is say, this person is suspected of terrorism. They don't have to convict you of terrorism. You don't actually have to do anything supporting terrorism. All you have to say is, we think this guy is doing terrorist activities. Terrorist activity now includes tweets. If you tweet something that the government doesn't like, they can say that's supporting terrorism and then jail you for tweets. Look it up. Some guy was tweeting some ISIS shit and then he got jail time for that. Holy shit. What about the saying, sticks and stones and break my bones, but words never hurt me? Now words gonna apparently put you in fucking jail. That's how bad that tweet is. That's a terrorist tweet. That tweet had terrorist code in it. Holy fucking shit, man. That's all you have to do. It's just tweet something that they don't like and they say, oh, that's supporting terrorism. When the FBI guidelines for suspected terrorist activity is owning a bunch of guns and ammunition, paying things in cash, being concerned about drinking water, that is all suspected terrorist activities. Well, unfortunately, that includes just about every single human on the fucking planet. So the government's own fucking guidelines that you get directly from the FBI's fucking goddamn stupid website. I'm cursing a lot in this video, aren't I? Oh, I'm just fucking pissed. The FBI's own fucking goddamn website says these activities means that person can be suspected of terrorism, and he listed the things I just listed. The own government views every single American citizen as a potential terrorist. How the fuck is that a way to govern? Holy fucking shit. You want me to trust the government? Have used me as a suspected terrorist. They can take this fucking video and say he's criticizing the government. This is a potential terrorist. He has guns and ammunition. I'm not being shy of the fact that I have guns. Bam! I can be in a secret military detention facility over this stupid fucking video. Under the Patriot Act and NDAA. Trump supports that. Clinton supports that. Stein doesn't support that. That is so amazing that a libertarian has more in common with the Green Party than any other party. Green is radical left. And yet, I'll keep on looking at Jill Stein tweets. I'm like, it makes perfect fucking sense. You're a weird hippie, you know, who says outlandish things every once in a while, but some of your tweets make actual fucking sense. Tangent, sorry. Johnson says, no, the government does not have the right to just say, you're a terrorist, and then take away all your rights magically. No, the Bill of Rights are inalienable. You can never take them away. We always have them. But the government says, fuck the Bill of Rights, fuck your stupid inalienable rights. We're the government, we know best. Oh, that's the worst things you can hear a government agent say. We know what's best for you better than you do. Therefore, okay, this is a rambling video. I rambled on a bit. I'm going to fix it up and everything so it's not too terribly long. But that, in a nutshell, is why I support Gary Johnson. On every single issue, he is better. Well, scratch that. Not every single issue. I don't agree with him on open borders, and his lack of caring about the environment kind of annoy me. But then again, no candidate is going to perfectly agree with every single one of my views. If I had that as a criteria for a candidate, I'd never vote for anyone, because no one aligns with every single one of my positions. There's way too many issues, way too many policies that the chances of you finding a candidate that supports you in every single one, that's statistically impossible. There are just way too many issues. So is Johnson perfect? No, he's not perfect. He's not the perfect candidate. I don't agree with him on some issues. But is he the best candidate? Yes, he is.